Welcome to the green room, Kayla, and presumably others, but I can't tell. I guess we'll see as time unfolds. Welcome to the Wizard Show.
I was going to say boo, but that's
Happy Halloween. All right, everything's looking good. Welcome to the green room, everybody. This is what happens before the show, obviously. You know that.
Obvi.
What is up, Tony?
Hi.
I'm glad you're able to show your face around here after that wicked loss.
Oh, burn.
Just kidding. Nervous. Hi, Ladio. Others.
Others?
Others? Still hypothetical at this point. We got confirmation on the Tonemeister. That's your new name, by the way.
The Tonemeister.
Tony Tonemeister. It's like Butt Chuggington.
Huh.
If you get the reference, if you've seen the slideshow, you know the reference. That's basically it. We are listening to White Bat Audio, people.
As per usual.
As per usual. This is their, or probably his, because it's one dude, 90s game OST style synth playlist. One of my favorites. Although most of his stuff is pretty rockin'. Jerkin, as they would say in Josie and the Pussycats. Jerkin's the new cool. Saw that movie in theaters because I had a friend who worked in a theater.
Can I just say, while we're in the green room,
No!
David decided the other day
To watch Josie and the Pussycats.
to watch Ernest Goes to Camp.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those scarring movies. It's not like a wholesome... It's not... Here's the thing. Ernest movies are not like Disney movies. They're not like, you know, Don Bluth, Rated G Fun Fest. They can get dark, and that's the thing. Like, in 1988 or whenever that movie came out, like, you could be real about shit. Like, you... Like, the cooks were insane. The camp counselors were mean. The one guy was overly enthusiastic. There were some Indians who spoke English through sign language. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah. The only part that I thought was actually funny was the golf cart.
The golf cart is one of the most hilarious bits.
And it was the best part of the movie for me.
I don't know. When he falls off the sign the few times that he does, that's pretty funny. He has a lot of funny stuff. I mean, here's the thing. Jim Varney is such a good actor, but he got pigeonholed by, I think I called him Don Cherry in the past, but that's actually like a hockey coach in Canada, John Cherry. And, you know, he got pigeonholed as this, like, you know, spokesperson goofus. But,
well,
you know, again.
I think him as an actor in the movie of what Ernest was supposed to be, I think he did a good job. I'm just not that kind of person that likes to watch people get humiliated.
But that was the 80s, and Kayla says that she took a date to Ernest Scared Stupid. I remember that story. It didn't end well.
It didn't end well.
But that's the thing. With an Ernest movie, you have to be an Ernest fan, and by that I mean you have to really enjoy Jim Varney.
I didn't dislike him. I'd never seen anything with him before. I don't think that I can.
And he also comes from a very specific period in time where, like, if you were a dumb hero, you were a shitheel, but everything worked out in the end. Like, because that's his whole arc in, what you call it? When he goes to camp, he wants to be a counselor.
Yeah.
He's a janitor. In Ernest Goes to Jail, he's a janitor who wants to be a bank teller. In Ernest Scared Stupid, I think he's a janitor at a school who wants to become a blah, 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 blah. So, like, in Ernest Rides Again, or Ernest Goes to Africa, or Ernest Plays Basketball, you know, they got worse, obviously, as time went on. But, like, the early ones were so good. If you can understand, like, they're a darker tone and they shouldn't be meant for kids. It's like, I shouldn't be watching them now as an adult. Because, yeah, they get a little dark, you know? It was the 80s. It's fucked.
Yes. I did like when the quote-unquote bad boys pushed the other camp counselor, who was the lifeguard, into the pool.
Right.
I did like that. But they also, like, broke his leg.
Right. That was the thing. You got a little bit of vindication back in the day, but it was, like, brutal. So Thomas says, Jim Varney is one of those actors that Galaxy Quest parodied with Dr. Lazarus. Really? Who was a brilliant actor playing the cliche alien advisor. He was meant for more. Okay. Yeah, like, there's a million actors out there who are wildly or were wildly talented, R.I.P. Jim Varney, that never got a chance to really stretch those wings because, if something hits big, like that's the thing. Ernest was in milk and orange juice and ice cream and everything you can imagine they sold at a grocery store. He did a commercial for it. He did Wild Old Liberty Bell, and like Buick commercials. Like, he must have just been working flat out for John Cherry.
Yeah, probably.
And, how do you say no to that keeps rolling in, even though you want to? And that's what I'm saying. If you watch those movies, I think even though they're written and directed by John Cherry, he listened to Jim and gave him a few, meaty bits. Like after, when he's getting the crap kicked out of him by that huge guy, and then he has like that sad interaction with Nurse St. Cloud. Like, that's genuine fucking ball-busting acting. Like, it almost brought me to tears to this day watching it. And then he does the song, and it's not so great, but
it was sad. Like,
right, and that's the thing. It's just like, I think he was given a little more creative freedom. But like Ernest Saves Christmas, also one of my favorites. Grothpar's hammer party shall be event. Grothpar. Bizarre pull, but I like it. All right, people. Buckle up and get ready for your favorite part of the show. This part.
Dog. Cat. Mouse. Turtle.
I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life.
You're listening to FFOP Radio.
Reach the
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the show. You especially, Matt Willis.
Hey.
This is FFOP Radio. It's Wednesday night, which means it's our game show night. You can see I'm wearing my blazer. So let's get things set up. First of all, thanks for showing up. There's Kayla's name, still reigning supreme, covered in stickers from all the wins.
So many stickers.
So hopefully someone will topple this champion. But thinks your chances aren't great. Introduce you to Krista, of course, my producer and co-host.
Hi.
This is a mead we called Chinese chips because it tastes. Here's the thing: you ever go to a Chinese restaurant? Right? They give you those fried like wonton shell chips with the sweet and sour sauce, like their version of chips and salsa. Aged out though, now it just kind of tastes a little bit like popcorn and honey.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's better. I think this bottle is better than the rest.
Yeah, I think the first were dog ass. Anyway, let's get underway. So as you know, or you maybe saw, made with MSG. No MSG. We're playing movie trivia. So this is FFOP Game Show, The Movie. This is the box. It's a little hilarious little VHS
I can't believe I saw it. It was like covered by other puzzles and stuff at Goodwill, and I was like, oh, what is this?
No, it's not at Goodwill. This was at Zia Records, local plug.
Oh, Zia. Yes, Zia. Sorry.
Yeah, Zia Records, $2.99 used. But hey, I don't mind plugging them because I used to work there, and they were a great company. Even though they paid me dick, they let us borrow stuff in an age where you could rip CDs. In a world where you can do that with the vinyl, though. So let me show you the cards. They're also adorable. They're little cassette tapes.
I think they're so cool.
So here's how it's going to roll, people. There are 2 questions on the card. You don't need to know that. It's just if you don't see me discard one other way, you go, what? There's 2.
What?
Keep your chat on live chat, not top chat, because you may feel cheated, and you also may feel cheated regardless. It's on the lowest latency I feel comfortable doing, but as soon as I read this question, based on your internet, and remember, void where prohibited, so if you didn't make it the cut, guess where it was prohibited? Your house, or wherever you are. So that's what we're going to do here, people. This is movie trivia, and these... I thought it was going to be like classic movies or maybe something obscure, but on the box it says suitable for ages 12 and up, so it can't be that hard, right?
Hopefully.
12 and up, I think we're going to be okay. All right, people, so hands on your buzzers, and by that I mean your keyboards, because you're going to get this into the typing square as fast as possible. I'm David Ruprecht. Thanks, Johnny Gilbert.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert.
Here is the question. In which animated movie sequel would you find the character Forky? In which animated movie sequel would you find the character Forky?
Forky.
I'm not this much of a down that rabbit hole. Thomas, I need to be more specific. Which sequel? There you go. You nailed it. It is Toy Story 4. Haven't seen it.
I didn't even know there was a fourth one.
Yeah, it's the one where there's a big dump metaphor and everybody's outgrowing stuff. And yeah, it was Beauty and the Beast, Tony. It was a Beauty and the Beast. The character Forky. He ended up in the fourth Beauty and the Beast. Forky. What sequel, Tony? All right, so give Thomas O'Malley.
I did.
Sorry, not Thomas. I keep wanting to call him Thomas O'Malley. Thomas O'Mahony. 1 point.
He's just Thomas in my notepad.
The one with Forky.
Well, fork my ass. People were answering before I heard the question.
Oh my! Refresh.
Just adjusted my leg.
Yeah. Also, remember live chat because I sometimes leave it on top chat, and Krista says things that you guys are saying that I go, "This is bullshit." She's gaslighting me again. Question 2.
But he doesn't ever say, "Oh no, she's right."
Never, because I don't want that upper hand to be granted to anyone but me. Question 2. Which superhero movie is set in the fictional nation of Wakanda? Right? Super easy, number 2.
Yeah.
This is what they call in the number 2 business a loose stool. Right? Because it's super easy. Bingo!
Yep.
Black Panther, Thomas. Close in second with Black O'Anther. And close in third with Panther.
And Matt with a black cheetah?
And where's Tony with Backpacker?
Backpacker.
Come back with another one. All right, so, Thomas, you get that second point. Card over. Bridget Jones's Diary.
Stephanie Germanata.
Case closed.
Be nice. I haven't been sleeping well.
That's totally fine. I think the typos are hilarious because then, when you see me do them, you'll cut me a little.
Backpather sounds like something we can all enjoy.
Backpather. I was backpathing around Europe, about Wakanda. All right, buckle up, people. Question number 3. So, wow. Tony, not Tony. Thomas. Running away with it. 2 for 2. That's 100% accuracy.
Yep. Backpather, arch nemesis, the bathroom cougar.
Seriously, why don't they have... No, because here's the thing. I don't want anybody stealing my ideas. Every time I see a hat on the road, I think, don't tell anyone about highway hats. But
I saw
feel
one
like
today.
It's such a goddamn good idea that somebody should use it, even if you steal it from me. Here's the thing. A local business, get a fucking 1997 Chevy Astro, pay someone $14 an hour, whatever minimum wage is, to just roam the highway looking for hats. I don't know what the cost of the overhead would be for that for maybe a day to fill up the back of the van. The rental of it, whatever. My ideas are so good, but no one wants them. Here's the question, guys. What is the name of the motel in Psycho, right? Hello? Anybody? It's the name of the motel in Psycho. One of my favorite movies.
How often do you see hats on the highway? All the time.
I saw
Side
3
roads.
today on the ride home from work. And Thomas, you got it. It is the Bates Motel.
Yep.
Thomas must have a fiber connection because he is rolling through these.
In another country, I think, too.
Don't dox people. Bates, B equals Motec. I love it.
Is that a Salafunca?
Yeah,
behind you?
this is from
yeah.
King Salah's Mine. If you'll ever watch
that movie.
just watch the other show on Raiders of the Lost Genre with Scott Vaughn. This is King Salah's Mine. I have another Salah
Bates massage.
somewhere. Anyway, people, buckle
Bates
up.
massage.
Who only watched movies? Okay, that's the thing. I'm a loser who has done nothing. Video games missed me, movies missed me, Ninja Turtles hit me, but nobody gives a shit. Question: in what year was the 2020 sequel to Wonder Woman set? It was in the goddamn title, so who figures it out first? Who can type it fastest? The 2020 sequel. What? What year? Bingo, Thomas, 1984.
Damn, Thomas.
Close with 1986, Matt. But yeah, 1984. Don't know anything about that year. I was only 1 for some of it.
I wasn't even a gleam in my mother's eye.
I remember that's all you were at that point. So what are we at now?
I'll take 1 round off, he said.
Okay, here, check this out. So my new boss suggested I try this costume out because of my long hair. Now that I'm, in this position, it really opened my eyes because I've been going as Casey Jones because I'm taking advantage of the hair. He says, go as Nicolas Cage's character from Con Air. I go, of course.
Oh, yeah.
I can be dirty. I got long hair. Beard hasn't grown in full yet. Anyway, speaking of, God damn it, I shouldn't have told you that story. No, I'll ask you this one. The Hangover is set in which U.S. city? Castor Troy. Yes, thank you. No, that's from Face Off. You crazy guy. Cameron Poe. There you go. Yeah, Castor Troy's from Face Off. It is Las Vegas, Tony. You nailed it. Tony on the board with a point.
Las Vegas.
Yeah. So Castor Troy and what was his arch nemesis? Pollock. Anyway, moral of the story is the patron band of our show here, Slothfist, he wrote a song about Face Off that kicks ass. It's about Castor Troy and something Pollock. I can't remember. Pollock was the brother? Oh, but Pollock Troy. Oh, yeah, Castor Troy, Pollock Troy. So what was not Sylvester Stallone, John Travolta's character's name? If you tell me, I'll give you a point. Castor Troy's arch nemesis of castor oil in the Popeye. Somebody tell me John Travolta's name in Face Off. Pollock Rowe. I don't believe that's true. Gresta's going to have to Google this, but I will still give you a point if you think of his name and tell it to me. Anyway, while that's ruminating, Archer. Yes, Sean Archer.
Speedlighting.
Yeah. Right, Castor Troy and Sean Archer.
Am I giving Thomas a point for that?
Yeah, why not? Such a great movie. Like, if you like bad action movies, or not bad, but like over the top, like John Woo with like doves, and so crazy. And like, Nicolas Cage smokes a cigarette with no face. Cool. Everything else to say, Mr. Brooks? Yeah, I have a lot to say, actually. Cool. Which action movie stars Nicolas Cage, Steve Buscemi, and John Malkovich?
Oh.
Do you remember? Do you? Right?
The 21st night of September.
Do you remember? It came up earlier. I told you that story. It's a typing Yeah, Rod. Bam. You nailed it. Con Air. With Castor Troy's.
Reservoir Dogs. Twice.
Close. With Castor Troy's body double. No, goddamn it! What was his name in the other thing? I've already lost track of the.
I don't even remember what you were talking
Castor
about.
Troy. Cameron Poe. Yeah, there we go. Cameron Poe. Big Con Air guy. It's a crazy, interesting movie that I constantly forget about, and it's got like everybody in it. It's got like Steve Buscemi, David. No, yeah.
You just read it off the card.
No, the other guy. I'm trying to think of the people who were on this card. Like, he was Luigi in the Mario movie. And the comedian who did the Rick James. I can't remember anybody's name.
Rick James, bitch.
Yeah, the Rick James bitch. Dave Chappelle.
Bubba from Forrest Gump is in there.
Yeah, it's full. Dave Chappelle. It's John Leguizamo. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Danny Trejo's in it. Like he's like Johnny 27 or whatever. Crazy good. Not as good as Face Off, I would say personally. Anyway, buckle up, people. This is the next question. Robert Downey Jr. starred in Doolittle in 2020, but what accent did he attempt for the character? Robert Downey Jr. starred in Doolittle in 2020, but what accent did he attempt for the character? Don't ask what the 27 are for. Cockney, no. Close. Irish, no, but we're close. Zulu is way off. No one saw Doolittle. That is probably correct. Not French. I mean, we'll get it at this point. Here's the thing. I'll give you a hint. It's Europe, And you haven't named the country yet. Not Scottish. Keep going,
Just
people.
keep going.
You got it. I have faith in you.
We've got all night.
There's so few. There we go. Tony got it. It was Welsh. Pretended to be from Wales.
Nice.
And you have to have a really distinguished ear to figure that out, because I've known a Welsh guy and I've known English people.
No, I am terrible with accents and understanding people. Our Welsh friend's accent is totally different than like Derek.
Well, yeah, there's the thing. There's different accents from all over England and that island, the UK, if you will. But to me, there's nothing about them like that is...
No, it's totally different.
Like Irish and Scottish, I get that. They're totally distinguishable from English and Welsh. But English and Welsh are like kissing cousins, or at least to me. Like, because Cockney and like upper class Brit versus like whatever. There's so many. Yeah, it's different. But if you like shut your eyes and think of England, it all sounds like the same shit. So
I never understand anyone outside the U.S. who pretends they have cultured nuance to me. Cut it out already.
Right, but that's the thing. Some people will, but by and large, it's like, who gives a shit? If it's not like mechanical nuts and bolts, who cares? Slightly different accent. Krista, what is the score?
We've got Thomas with 5, Tony with 2, Rod with 1, and then everybody else with nada.
A Welshman.
You were silly gooses.
Kick it into high gear, people, because this is one of the favorites of a personal friend of mine. What 2004 zombie comedy starred Simon Pegg and Nick Frost? Right, 2004 zombie comedy. Right, which one was it? I've got a quick story after you guys answer this. It's not interesting, but you may want to look it up. Yes, it is Shaun of the Dead, although it is spelled S-H-A-U-N, so no points. Just kidding. Kayla, get yourself a point. If you listen to Comedy Bang Bang, or if you did in the past, I don't know if they're behind a paywall now, when, like, at the World's End or whatever that movie was that was coming out, Nick Frost, Simon Pegg, and whatever Winter last name's guy, they were doing press stuff. And when they came on Comedy Bang Bang, they took turns pretending to be Sean Connery and Michael Caine. And it was one of the funniest fucking things I've ever heard. I've got it on a hard drive somewhere. Those dudes are fucking hilarious. And the fact that, like, after a break where they play a song or there's a commercial or whatever, they switch characters and it's imperceptible almost. Wild stuff. Buckle up. Oh, damn. Same guy's different movie.
Yeah, she said, Hamburger said Hot Fuzz.
Right. And that's the part of the Cornetto trilogy, so loosely
You're
canonical.
reigning champion. Simmer down, Kayla.
With which movie did Natalie Portman win her first Academy Award for Best Actress?
I know this one.
I just watched I don't know if you want to call it a documentary. It was like a 25 or something minute video on the answer to this. Yes, boom. Tony got it. Black Swan. And the legitimate understanding and reasoning behind the concept of a black swan is like fucking crazy. Look it up. I don't want to spoil it for you because I'll butcher it, but look up the concept of a black swan and like the implications thereof. It's wild. The Professional, pretty good. Mars Attacks, not so good. It was Black Swan. I never saw that movie. No, did I?
I haven't seen the whole thing, and we might even have it because I used to have the movie.
I remember, is it Natalie Portman who stabs herself in the face a whole bunch? I kind of blocked that out of my... Okay, here's one of the easiest questions in the world. So, get ready to type fast. In Speed, the bust must be kept above what speed to prevent it from exploding? Speed. I saw a bus that had to keep its speed. Ooh, 5 dash. I need the real answer here, people. You're thinking of the Sammy Hagar song. Come on, slow it down. Sammy couldn't, but you... 50. Thank you, Thomas. It had to be kept at over 50. 55 was a little too much. And even 50, like... a little low. There's freeways out there. But yeah, you got it. 50 was it. 55, you guys, you nailed it. Sammy Hagar couldn't drive 55, and that was based off of a sweeping federal change that lowered the highway speed from 75 to 55, and it literally pissed off every American everywhere, which is why you can't and don't have to drive 55 anymore.
Gotta post my face, wanted, dead or alive.
Oh boy, I can walk 50. The 90s were a different time. Hey, you ain't kidding. Goddamn, do I love the 90s, people. All right, name the 2019 biopic of Elton John's life starring Taron Egerton, right? I mean, this is an obvious one. I don't want to give any hints, but it's like a super famous thing. Bingo, Thomas. It was Rocket Man. What else are you going to name a movie about Elton John about? Daniel, my brother? Or Philadelphia Freedom? Philadelphia Freedom. Right? That'd be a funny the documentary about maybe the Fresh Prince's life before he smashed Chris Rock's face in.
Ooh.
Big glittery glasses would be a fucking hilarious title for the Elton John biopic. Or Donald Duck costume, right?
Big glittery glasses.
Take the next round off. Showboating Tomo. Can I just call you Thomas O'Malley?
Tom O'Mahonen.
Thomas O'Malley, the Alley Cat, is where I'm getting that. Watch Aristocats, people, especially you, Thomas. You probably did. You watch movies. Name Eddie Murphy's character in the Beverly Hills Cop movie series. Not to bring this up again, but they're both name dropped in Clerks the Animated Series. Bam, Axel Foley. Because what's his... Like, it's the episode where they go to the Korean animators and they go, oh my God, it's Axel Foley and Judge Reinhold. And it's, oh, who's driving car? Bear's driving car. That's crazy.
Thomas says O'Malley is fine. All Irish folk are mostly the same.
Right. Thank you. I'll just call you Thomas O'Malley and maybe I'll shorten it to the Alley Cat later. Is that shorter, you may ask yourself? I don't know. Thomas
Bear drives
O'Malley. Cat. Nope, same amount of syllables. Who is driving car? Bear's driving car. How can that be? Fucking hilarious. And like, at one point, like some characters get into like a transforming car. They're driving around, and the transformer transforms with some of them in them. That's like a blood fountain because they all get ripped apart.
Oh, Jesus.
Hilarious. Watch the Clerks animated series, people. It's got Alec Baldwin in it.
Not falling for that banana in the tailpipe.
That was hilarious. Slaves. Okay. Who voices Joy in Pixar's Inside Out? I only know this because they used to play it all the time on the TV at the last job I have for the kiddies. So who plays Joy? One of my favorite lady, that's a spoiler, lady comedians. She's also a great freestyle rapper, not to bring up Comedy Bang Bang again. Hamburger, I need a last name.
Amy,
but you're nailing it.
Amy
something. You got, it's not
Amy
Melissa
something.
McCarthy. Boom, Amy Poehler. All one word. Yeah, SNL. You got it, Kayla. Amy Poehler was it. Bret Hart. Hilarious. Yeah, Poehler.
Bret Hart. Oh,
Fucking
man.
Hilarious. Bret Hart.
Poor Hamburger. I would have given that to her.
Yeah, but we got the single word answer and we had to take it. I needed the hint. Yeah, you can't.
Can I give Hamburger half a point because she gave half of the answer?
All right. She said Amy twice, so we'll say that's worth that.
Yeah, Amy.
All right. The Social Network is a biopic about which individual?
Read that again?
The Social Network is a biopic about which individual? Jesse Eisenberg? Huh? Zuckerberg. Isn't that funny? He played a character whose name is suspiciously close to his own. Yeah, he's like the Michael Cera ripoff, right? He's like Michael Cera.
Hey.
Light?
So who are we going to give So if we didn't give Hamburger the whole point for saying Amy.
I'm saying we give 1 point to Zuckerberg's Thomas O'Malley, the Alley Cat. Zuck didn't work for me. Nor does Zuck work for Tony. Nor does it work for Kayla. I'm saying Zuckerberg is fine.
But Kayla did the whole name.
Wait, where?
Underneath Tony Zuck, she said Mark Zuckerberg after she said Zuck.
Here's the thing, guys. I understand we're all, joking and joshing and everything like that.
That
but
sucks.
I can't accept joke answers. If you were on Jeopardy and you were like, hey, Alex, what's up with a dog turd? And you flipped over the card and you're like, just kidding, here's my real answer. You wouldn't get to do that. He'd be like, what? Leave. Ken Jennings
who am I
would never-
giving the point to?
I told you, Thomas O'Malley. He said the full name first.
He didn't say the full name. He just said
Zuckerberg is fine. What other Zuckerberg is there?
I think this is fucked.
Of course it's fucked. It's a completely unfair game. Hello? All right. Now buckle up, people.
Ernie Zuckerberg.
Classic Ted Zuckerberg. Is that like Ted Turner and Mark Zuckerberg's kid? That's a powerful individual right there.
Butt chugging Burke.
Butt Chuggington's cousin. The Butt Chuggington is the English line or like the lineage that came over like on the Mayflower. But Chuggerberg. They came over later and they were from Poland. Not to throw shade. Anyway, guys, listen. Which actors played Cruella in the 2021 Disney movie of the same name? That name being
damn it.
Cruella. Who played Cruella in 2021? Oh no, she was in the live action 101 Dalmatians remake. But yes, you are correct in some ways, Hamburger, because Glenn Close did play Cruella, but not in this movie. You are halfway correct. Hamburger, keep going. It is not Beyonce. It is not Emmy Rose. It is some shit like that is correct, Thomas O'Malley. It is, oh, come on, Hamburger. This is all yours. It definitely is Emma something. Come on. Okay, Thomas, you got it. Yeah, it was Emma Stone. She is a redhead. Thomas takes the point. Emma redhead. So close. So close.
I do not agree with this, but okay.
How would you divide the points then?
I would just give Hamburger the point because she got the first name. If somebody says the last name and they get the point, but not the first name.
So if someone were to walk up to you and to say like, hey, have you seen the new Richard movie? You love Richard? He's a good actor, right? Richard? You like Thomas?
Whatever.
Remember when Thomas played Venom? Thomas is such a good actor. Thomas was Bane,
Moving
right?
on.
Thomas was in Penny Dreadful.
Next
I love Thomas.
Question.
Fuck, people. Which Canadian comic played Robotnik in Sonic the Hedgehog? Again, white bad audio, people. This was like before and after he retired, I think. Correct, Thomas. It was Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
Which is wild. He whatever. If you want to follow his career, he's had him and Russell Brand. Louis Anderson. I'm Louis Anderson.
He's like super. Jim Carrey is like super into the enlightenment, mindfulness,
right. He and Russell Brand did that. Like if you watch Brand X or whatever, there were a few people around the same time that like got sick of something, whatever it may be, and popped.
Yeah,
it's
I've seen
all comedians.
He randomly pops up on like Instagram, like on my feeds randomly, and saying like giving talks about.
Right, but here's the thing. I know that I talk a lot. This is going to undercut basically my entire life, but people who talk don't know. And people who know don't typically talk.
Jim Carrey's been on his own wavelength ever since Man in the Moon.
Right. So it's Man on the Moon. But yeah, like when he played Andy Kaufman and like sort of dove into that character, some people think that's when he went off the deep end.
Yeah.
Sort of, but whatever. We're not here to talk about Jim Carrey. It's the movies, people. This is FOP Game Show, the movie. At the 2020 Oscars, Renee Zellweger won the Best Actress Academy Award for playing which Hollywood icon? Tony, I'm looking at you for this one. He paints now. Yeah, I've seen his paintings.
Mm-hmm.
I follow him on Twitter, I think, or what is X now? So who did Renee Zellweger play What Hollywood icon, people? Dunno. What?
Dunno is not the answer.
Listen, I put this Cher figure back here because I love Cher. And if you don't love this person, I don't. What are we doing here? Not Billie Holiday. I don't want to give any hints, but bingo, hamburger, point.
Judy
Garland. I don't remember seeing even an advertisement for that.
No.
But that's not to be, whatever. Not to be prejudicial, but Tony, come on. Judy Garland, Cher, it's right there. I love Cher. Name the 2021 movie musical starring Camila Cabello that is a reimagining of the classic fairy tale. 2021 movie musical starring Camila Cabello, maybe, if it's a Spanish double L. Cabello or Cabello. It's reimagining. Bingo, hamburger. It is Cinderella. But
nice.
if you've followed like the live action remakes of classic animated series, it's probably not going well.
Probably not. Bridget Jones's Diary.
Miss Saigon.
Miss Saigon.
La 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 la, Miss Saigon. Cabello.
I can't believe I'm typing faster than Kayla.
Right. Sometimes it just takes a little time to warm up.
Kayla goes, I'm thinking my winter sign is coming down tonight.
Well, let's check in on those scores. What do we got?
Thomas has 10.
Woo!
Kayla and Tony both have 3.
That's not worth a Ric Flair.
Hamburger has 2.5. And Rod has 1. And
right.
Matt, maybe we should do some war trivia.
Matt has 1 Bridget Jones's Diary.
What Bridget Jones's Diary?
Speaking of Bridget Jones's Diary, here's nothing involved with that. Which delivery company did Tom Hanks' character work for in Castaway? Matt, someone has -4.
I'll donate my 0 points.
0 all around.
Matt somehow has -4.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Somehow. Yeah, FedEx is correct, Thomas. Let's make that an even 11.
That's an odd 11.
It's even because they both are 1s and you could swipe your hand over the top. It's an even length or height.
Oi.
Who played Don Corleone in the 1972 classic The Godfather?
Don or Dawn?
Dawn. Who played Don Corleone in the 1972 classic The Godfather?
That'd
The
be Dawn.
Godfather, Don Corleone. Who played him? Okay, so here's the thing. The last name is good enough, right? Because it's not Marlon. I'll take a last name. So
if you gave it to Zuckerberg, you got to give it to her for
that's the thing.
Brando.
So I'm saying that so you don't go, but hey,
No,
earlier,
I was
last
waiting
names
for
are
you to
cool.
be like, that's not good.
No, last names are totally fine. It's a little cheaty, but I'll allow it. It's just you can't. It's like it's Jeff.
We sent Matt to
Marlon
the
Wayne. It
other
was
courtroom.
Marlon Wayans. Damn autocorrect. Yeah, Marlon Wayans was great in The Island of Dr. Moreau.
Look at Tony. Which Brando?
Brando, the classic. There have been so many Brandos over the years.
Stephanie Germanotta.
That was Lady Gaga. He's the Brando, right? But is he the only Marlon? Probably not. The sea's full. Question: which classic video game character has been portrayed by Alicia Vikander and Angelina Jolie? Stella. So here's the thing. I'll tell you a quick story after this. Which classic video game character has been portrayed by Alicia Vikander and Angelina Jolie? Boo! That's not the name of the character. That's the video game. What's her name? Bingo! Kayla got it. It is Laura Croft. Not Tomb and not Laura. But I would have taken Croft. Sid and Marty would have been acceptable. Anyway, so when I was in high school, one of my friends had this little cousin. She was 3 at the time. And I don't know why, but I was like, it would be hilarious if she got sent back to her parents doing something funny but not offensive because I'm a lighthearted troll. So we taught her how to go, Stella! And it took me probably an hour to get it to do it right and then repeat it correctly with the right inflection and emotion. And I doubt her parents even gave a shit. But it was funny to me. Check it out, people. Which 1994 movie had the tagline, "Fear can hold you prisoner, hope can set you free"? Which 1994 movie had the tagline, "Fear can hold you prisoner, hope can set you free"? Which is it? I don't remember this tagline, but I do enjoy this movie occasionally.
When my niece was little, I taught her to say, "We are not amused."
Not 7 pounds. Not Final Destination. Bingo! Thomas, you got it. It is the Shawshank Redemption. Fear can hold you prisoner, but hope can set you free.
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck. Damn. Yeah, that's a good one, right? I mean, good as in like terrible, but I watched it. Got it on DVD.
Didn't we do a review on it or something?
I don't think we ever reviewed
Maybe
Howard
we
the
watched
Duck.
a review on it. I don't
That
remember.
probably happened.
Yeah.
That's
You
in
said
1984. Yeah, 94. Okay, check it out, people. Steve Rogers is the other identity of which superhero? Right? So we got Marvel fatigue. You should know this. Steve Rogers is the other identity, or the Christian name, the government name of which superhero? It is Captain America, Thomas, obviously. Steve Rogers, all-American dude, got the super soldier serum. He punched Hitler in the face. And depending on
America.
the canon, he was tied to a rocket by the Red Skull, which he used his feet to, he hit the rocket with his legs so hard it bent it, and instead of hitting the White House, he flew all the way to the Arctic Circle and froze. How much fuel was in that rocket?
All of it.
That P.S. That Captain America, played by J.D. Salinger's son.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, what's his name? Salinger. You look it up. But and another thing about that movie is they had to stick ears on the costume, and so when you see ears on him in the costume, they're fake. They're rubber. What was the name of the 2018 sequel to Wreck-It Ralph? That's actually interesting. I love it when people say that.
What is J.D. Salinger's son's name? Now I need to know because it's bothering me.
Jeremy Salinger? I don't remember. But it is his son. And what a
Favorite
I
authors.
remember watching that movie as a kid, on UPN, right? Ralph breaks the internet for
Matt. Sorry. Matt
Kayla,
Salinger.
You got it. Yeah, Matt Salinger. Kayla, you got it. It wasn't the fourth one, but it was Ralph breaks the internet, so I'll give it to you. Crush it, Craig. That's hilarious. Yeah. But yeah, when I watched that movie as a kid, I was like, oh my God, this is the best superhero movie I have ever seen. And back then, I'd already seen Batman, the Michael Keaton version. And then I watched it later as an adult, and I was like, this is shit. I don't know why I liked it. There was something about it in my youth where I was like, oh man, but I still love Captain America.
Fun fact. Matt Salinger is also in Revenge of the Nerds, and he's a producer. And J.D. Salinger hated movies. How ironic. He's an actor and a
He
producer.
kind of reminds me of John Elway, maybe. I'm trying to think, or Peyton Manning, one of the Mannings. He's got a Manning face.
Yeah. I have him up still.
He looks like Peyton Manning.
Yeah, kind of.
I could swear that he played football in college or whatever.
Probably.
All right, buckle up, people, because here's the next question. In the Netflix hit Uncut Gems, which R&B star does Adam Sandler's character have a run-in with in a New York club? I hate Adam Sandler, so if you know this, good on you. Uncut Gems, which R&B star does Adam Sandler's character have a run-in with at a New York club? It's not DMX, but that would be hilarious. I don't think DMX was R&B, but still, I love the answer. Tempted to give you half a point, but I won't out of principle. It is not LaToya Jackson, and it is not Drake. Think more contemporary to now. And I'll give you a hint, but it probably won't help you. He played himself on an episode of American Dad, and Roger overtook his identity.
Oh, I know it.
It's a Cisco. It is not Cisco. I don't have Netflix.
Can I say it? Let me know when I can say it, because I want to say it.
I want to give him a little more time just to see.
Can I sing the song that he sings in the
It is not Ozzy Osbourne, but I did enjoy his R&B stint, as of 3 years ago. I'm sorry. I know that didn't help. Kristen,
It's the weekend.
yeah, it is the weekend. So,
You need to watch that episode because it's probably, honestly, one of my favorite episodes
Here's
of
the thing.
American Dad.
I'm not a musical lover or enjoyer, but American Dad does some diegetic songs that I would buy an album of. Like if American Dad released an album like The Simpsons did multiple times, I'd buy it because you'd have the one where Roger and him are in the desert with no shirt.
Oh my God, yeah.
Every time anybody sings, I would buy that I buy it on
and
vinyl.
The boys group, the
Boys 12.
Boys 12.
Yeah, Vern Troyer is R&B. Anyway, guys, what are we at the score?
Thomas has 13.
Woo!
Kayla has 4. Hamburger has 3.5. Tony's got 3, and Rod has 1, and Matt has nothing. Not even 1.45 or whatever.
Yeah, you can't convert a 0 because it's still 0.
Should I be converting Thomas's if he doesn't live in the U.S.?
I mean, if you want to take in the exchange rate, I'll let it happen.
I would need to know the exchange rate.
Lucky 13.
Time to collapse.
All right. Check it out. Question. In what movie did
He's in
Robert...
Florida. I don't know why I thought he was in Ireland. Are you really? I don't
Is
think
it
you're
because he has an Irish last name, you racist?
No, I'm pretty sure. I
You
thought
think that
he
Thomas
talked
O'Malley here
about
is just
it.
over there drinking Guinness and eating shepherd's pie every day?
We complain about Florida so much on this show, and he's
Right,
never
but
complained.
People complain about every state. Like when people talk shit about Arizona, I have to go well, yeah, if it happened here, I can't be but wait. It's not my problem. Anyway, in what movie did Robert De Niro play the role of Max Caddy? In what movie did Robert De Niro play the role of Max Caddy?
Florida has its own currency.
Yeah, so what's their exchange rate? $1 equals 16 alligator teeth?
Oh, yeah.
And 7 oranges? Cape Fee is close enough. Hamburger, we're going to give it to you. It is Cape Fear, and it's not Caddy Max. Did you mean Caddy Shack? He played the gopher in that.
Caddy Mac Shack Fear.
Caddy Mac Shack. Yeah, he was the gopher. If you want to laugh your ass off at a really terrible performance in an awful movie, watch 88 Minutes. It's Robert De Niro and the redhead from Sybil and that vampire Bale, that one. Vampire
Bale
the vampire
from True Blood.
I think it was Billy the Vampire Saurus.
Yep.
That was Cape Fear. Anywho, moving on. Who starred alongside Owen Wilson in Wedding Crashers? Spoiler alert, his career isn't great right now. Ford Fairlane. Max Caddy was the villain. That's another good one. Death Race 2000. Not John Carradine. David Carradine. Vince Vaughn is correct, Thomas. Vince Cough. I fucking love that. Vice Cough. Thomas is taking the point with Vince Vaughn, though. Here we go. This movie, interestingly enough, I'll tell you the story beforehand. When I was getting back into the martial arts, I was watching this guy called Matt Pasqualari, a Florida guy. Thomas, do you know him? He does an online martial arts thing, and he was really upping this movie because this character uses Eskrima sticks, which I happen to love. Finish the title of this 2021 Disney fantasy movie, Raya and the Blank.
Dude, did we completely data dump True Blood from our national memory or what?
Right? It was Bill. I remember Bale, but God knows how long that's going to stay.
Bale.
It's something beyond bingo. Last Dragon. Kayla gets the points. Flow Rider. I understand they're genuine typos. Hamburger, I don't mean to make fun of you, but they do just happen to be fucking hilarious. So that's where we're at.
Typos are great, and autocorrect is also great sometimes.
Yeah, without the typing square and everybody doing what they're doing, what would this show be?
Something beyond bingo.
Something beyond. Bed Bath & Beyond bingo.
Check out that leisure suit, Larry. Says Scott Vaughn.
Whoa! Oh, hey! What's up, Scott Vaughn? Check out my sweet ass. Hey, Goodwill find, and I'm glad you showed up because I'm wearing a Yeah, the Enchanted Tiki Room badge here.
Fancy schmancy.
All right, so buckle up, people. Here's the question. I didn't even know this. David Bowie featured in a fashion walk-off scene in which 2001 comedy? Bed Bath and Bingo. Bingo. 101. F and A, right? Zoolander is correct. Another point for Thomas. Herman's Head was not a movie, but I enjoyed the show. I used to watch Herman's Head because it was right on after The Simpsons. And what else were you going to do, right? My parents were playing handbells at the church choir. We were locked in a big dark room on a very small TV. It's all we had. Anyway, let's check it out here. Where are we at on the score?
We've got Thomas with 15.
Woo!
Kayla with 5.
Getting there.
Hamburger with 4.5.
Real close.
Tony with 3. Rod with 1.
Take him down a peg, Matt. Lisa Simpson's voice. Yeah, Yarly Smith. She played one of his co-workers because there was 2 casts, right? There was the cast of real people who worked in the
animated?
office. No.
Oh.
It was live action. Herman worked in this office setting with Lisa Simpson and a bunch of other people. But what you call it? In his head, he had like a cast of, I think, 4 people. Like one was his lust and one was, yeah.
Oh, it wasn't like a Sybil situation. It was just
no, like
in
his
head.
imagination was like, it was like one of those sort of stupid, like Would Never Fly Ever Again 90s sitcoms. Where it's like, what if we go inside Herman's head and his personality quirks were like 4 different people? It's like, what was it with joy and like all the emotions or people, but it was whatever.
Herman's Head was Inside Out for 1990s losers.
Right, but it was. I'll never. Yeah, Inside Out. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. Like, there's just one of those scenes from Herman's Head that is just etched into my mind. Don't become Scrubs. Yeah, kind of, right? Wow, deep. But yeah, there's one Herman's Head episode. I have no context for this memory, but he was in the office for so long eating sunflower seeds that I just have an image of Herman's Head dumping trash bags full of empty sunflower seeds because he's working all these hours. And it was a hilarious physical comedy bit that I remember to this day, regardless of context, obviously. I never got into Scrubs, and it took me a long ass time to get into The Office and Parks and Rec. How are you doing, Joe?
Hey, Joe. I loved. I mean, Parks and Rec and The Office were great.
They're both terrific. That's the thing. It's like there are so many trash sitcoms.
I hate The Office once Will Ferrell shows up, though.
Well, whatever. Personal gripes aside, there are so few sitcoms that are written like for adults, and by that I mean appeal to a mature audience that isn't like like Two Broke Girls. I would rather eat my own head than watch 18 minutes of Two Broke Girls. Or like Joy and Faith, or basically anything my in-laws watch. Which heist movie featured Sandra Bullock, Kate Blanchett, and Rihanna?
I love Rihanna.
I love diamonds. Featured Sandra Bullock, Kate Blanchett, and Rihanna.
I love anything that her and Eminem do together. I think they're a good mix.
Ocean's 8 is correct. It is not Speed 2, Thomas. It is Ocean's 8. They had to downsize because they had Ocean's 11, 12, and 13. They're like, you know what? Too many. Let's get some ladies in here. You can do it in 8. But it's twice as many boobs.
It's true.
And it's an infinitely higher number of boobs than Ocean's 10 through 13 had.
Right.
I mean, technically, right, guys?
What did Sandra Bullock do with Eminem?
Oh, yeah, you love... it was like... wouldn't that be hilarious? Could you imagine in a funnier world where, like... oh, God, what was that movie with Coolio and Michelle Pfeiffer?
I have no idea.
Where Gangster's Paradise comes from it. But instead of Michelle Pfeiffer and Coolio, think of Sandra Bullock and Eminem. Like Eminem's just like rapping at Sandra Bullock, who's like an in-your-face. Yeah, Dangerous Minds, thank you. Who's like an in-your-face, edgy teacher who's like trying to get through to Eminem on that 8 Mile. Oh my God, yeah. Dangerous Minds.
I loved old Eminem and the ones with Rihanna. Like I could recite a lot of his.
Right. Like Rihanna's a genuine talent, but when here's the thing. I don't want to keep bringing up these two because they're such fixtures in my life, but like Neil Diamond and Linda Ronstadt, singer-songwriters, they wrote everything, and so there's a genuine tie, and there's like an emotion to it. And like, seriously, listen to Blue Bayou if you haven't yet. Do yourself the goddamn favor. And Diamonds is a great song. However, Rihanna didn't write it. It was probably written by 12 people, manufactured to be a hit, and it was. But it'll never be a Shiloh. It'll never be a Sweet Caroline.
I agree with that.
It's Gonzo.
Gangrenous mimes.
That's the Weird Al ripoff of the movie. If he did parody movies, like if UHF really took off, and he's like, time for parody movies, Hollywood. Check this out. Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, and Joaquin Phoenix have all played this character. Can you figure it out? Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, Joaquin Phoenix. I'm surprised they didn't put Jared Leto on here, but yes, it is, of course, the Joker, Thomas. No but I'll take it, because Joker is recognizable. If you put I would have been like, fuck that shit.
Joker.
Jack Napier. The Penguin, hilarious.
Hi, Allison. Johnny Cash.
Now, here's the thing. If they were like, what did Danny DeVito play in Batman Returns? And literally no one else ever, except for maybe the animated series, which I don't think would count in this setting, because I don't think he shows up in the animated feature of Batman versus the Phantasm, because why the fuck would he? But yeah, the Penguin is a funny one. Johnny Cash. Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, Joaquin Phoenix all played Johnny Cash. 3 separate reboots of Walk Hard, but like the real one. All right, people. This is an old one. Here's Looking at You, Kid, is the line made famous by which 1942 movie? Or Play It Again, Sam, if you will. Or like any other of those classic quotes from this movie. I've never seen it, but it's one of those movies that have been pastiche and parodied so much. It is Casablanca, Hamburger Helper with the point. I'm fine with misspellings, people. Scott Vaughn in close second with Casablanca. It wasn't Casino, but yes, Casablanca. I never saw it either, but I feel like it's like Citizen Kane. I know what that movie is. I know what so many movies are simply because they've been parodied on The Simpsons and literally everywhere else.
On everything. Yeah.
Dumb it down for you. Okay, here's the thing, Allison. You weren't here when I read this, but this game is suitable for ages 12 and up. 94 meets and or exceeds these expectations. So...
It's okay. I don't know a lot of these answers.
Who played Jim Stark in Rebel Without a Cause, right? LOL. My name is LOL. So random.
Kayla says, if you're fine with misspellings, then I want the point for Jack Napier. I meant to say Casablanca.
It wasn't Jesus. It wasn't Marlon Brando. It was James Dean Hamburger. It was Rebel Without a Cause. James Dean. One of the few movies he did before that fiery car crash. And here's the thing. I don't know. It's not Jack Nicholson. If you see yourself in LA and want to be horrified beyond belief, but also somewhat interested, if you go to the Hollywood Museum of Death.
Oh, yeah.
In one of the last rooms, like right before Gigi Allen's coffin mock-up, there are some death masks of super famous people, and James Dean is in there. And here's the thing about death masks. They look like a fucking sucked out corpse. So why are we doing that? It feels like they got to them, Lincoln's look pretty much like Lincoln. But everybody else, I feel like they get to them so fast, their face is so sucked out. It's like if they were an Ethiopian orphan. Like if James Dean lived in the Sahara, eating nothing all day.
Weird.
The fuck is that?
The Museum of Death is like a whole museum with different rooms, and I didn't go in. I stayed in the lobby. But it's like different rooms of car crashes.
Oh no! So here's the thing. No, death masks are. Oh. If you're confused about that, death masks are before photography and stuff. They started back then. You would, if they found a dead body, or if somebody was, in some cases in the UK, if you were hung, if you were a criminal, they'd cover your face in plaster and make a death mask of you after you had died. So if they found a dead body, they can say, here's a here's what the dude looked like. Now that his face is all rotted away, we went and put some plaster on it and checked this shit out. Yeah, if they were hanged. I think Tony Robinson has a special on it. There's in the Tower of London, there's like a whole room of like famous murderers who were hung. And it's amazing because they took like a pretty big death mask, like the whole head down to like the middle of the chest. And you could see the indentations of the rope around their neck still. Ugh. It's wild.
That's crazy.
And there's some dude's
Thank you, Thomas.
body in
Thank you.
hanged.
That's the right way to say it.
They may have been hung. You don't know.
They were hanged.
But they also may have been hung. Thomas, you're in Florida. In which 1985 movie does a baseball player have to spend $30 million in 30 days in order to inherit $300 million? That Big Dick. He knows what I'm talking about.
That's Tussauds.
They have some in Tussauds, but the one I'm talking about is like in London in a castle, and like they're the real, honest to God, like plaster molds. It was Brewster's Millions. Wasn't that Field of Dreams? Sorry about that.
Allison, Kayla.
Right?
Who's getting the point, Thomas?
Who said Brewster's Millions? Thomas said That Big Dick, so that doesn't count. Kayla said Brewster's Millions. We'll call that a win because That Big Dick wasn't the right answer. Sorry, Thomas.
All my comments kept getting all messed up because then I saw Breakwater's Millions, Brewster's
Millions is pretty funny.
Autocorrect.
I think That Big Dick is a 0.5. Yeah, let's not go crazy here, Thomas. You're ahead by like triple everybody else's score. Like Ken Jennings wasn't like, hey, can you slip me another grand, Alec?
I'll give you a 0.5 in my mind.
Yeah, you have an imaginary 0.5 to live on in Chris's memory. Who is actor Emilio Estevez's father?
Yo mama.
Emilio Estevez. Who's his dad? And for an extra 0.5, if you tell me who his brother is.
Oh, shit.
Because it's an acting legacy like the Barrymores, It is correct. Martin Sheen, Kayla. The West Wing is not correct. Tiger Blood is close. Tiger Blood. Hashtag winning was not. Yeah, Charlie Sheen for the 0.5 too. So 1.5 to Kayla. Yeah, Martin Sheen was the dad.
Okay.
Charlie Sheen, the brother. And here's the thing. Emilio Estevez kept his name because he's like, I don't want to ride. It's like Nicolas Cage. He didn't want to ride off of Francis Ford Coppola's coattails. So he goes, hey, I'll name myself after one of the least known Marvel superheroes, street level New York superheroes ever, Luke Cage. That's where Nick Cage got his name.
He's related to Francis Ford Coppola?
Mm-hmm. I think he's his nephew or something. Like they had the same like Ford Coppola last name.
Oh,
so he changed it to Cage.
I didn't know what his real like.
His name was Nicholas Murray Mario Luigi Ford Coppola.
Nepotism, regardless.
Right, because that's the thing. Like, if not Kirk Douglas, but who was the lead actor? Because I can't remember his name. Yeah, nephew. Big Trouble in Little China.
Kurt Douglas?
The Thing. Not Kirk Douglas. Kurt Russell. Like, if you imagine, like, Kurt Russell's son looks exactly like him. So it doesn't matter if he was like, let's say his name was Burt Russell. That's his son. He's like, I'm Burt and Ernie. They'd be like, you're fucking Kurt Russell's son. Shut the fuck up. You're a fucking carbon copy. Anyway, guys, check this out. In which Coen Brothers movie does Jeff Bridges star as the dude, right? Type that in. Kate Hudson. Right, yeah, like Kate Hudson. She's Goldie Hawn's daughter. Liza Minnelli was Judy Garland's daughter. Bert and Ernie. The Big Lebowski is correct. Thomas for the point. And who doesn't recognize the dude? We just saw a cosplayer play the dude at the Tucson Comic-Con like 2 weeks ago.
I did in Phoenix, I did a market way out there, and there was a dude who rides around.
If I were fatter, I could play the dude.
In this in like a cart, like a jalopy cart thing.
A dude cart.
And gives people
Burt
rides.
Lebowski.
But he gives people rides, and he's dressed as the dude, and everybody takes pictures with him.
Yeah, and why not? Like, here's the thing. You probably don't need to even have because if you're just like, oh, I'm just riding around my golf cart, and if people want to hop in and throw me some cash, it's like the loophole that all those weirdos who wear costumes on Hollywood Boulevard get through, I imagine.
He had he had a bicycle in the front, and it was like a carriage in the back.
Next round is yours. Baby is dead. He has to make water. That's an Australian saying, I think. Make water is peeing.
Thomas is just from all over the world. He lives everywhere.
Okay. The rug really pulled the room together. Yeah. Released in 1973, what was the first horror movie to be nominated for an Academy Award for Best Picture? 1973, first horror movie to be nominated for an Academy Award for Best Picture. There's about 14 billion years worth of documentaries on this, alongside not Halloween, not Nightmare. But I would say this is probably not Rosemary's Baby. We're getting close. Not Halloween, not Elm Street. It's 1972, people. Not because the slashers didn't come along till the 80s. Psycho was 60s. 8 Mile is totally off base. But I feel like this and The Shining have the same amount of documentaries. Tejas Chainsaw. Brr, 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 brr. Nope.
I was gonna say The Shining.
The Shining is cool. Not close. It's not close. It's not The Shining. 1973 was some people, here's a hint. Some people, and some will still call it today, not Poltergeist, the scariest movie ever. There were 2 sequels. Not Salem's Lot. In one sequel, James Earl Jones plays Exorcist is correct. Thomas got it. It is The Exorcist. 1973. I can't remember the writer and director combo, but they did great work. Thomas, whatever. I don't want to. What's the scores at right now?
Thomas has 18. Kayla has 8.5. Hamburger has 6.5. Tony has 3. Wait, did I say it first? No.
No, sorry. Keep your full disclaimer. You will be ripped off, but make sure you're on live chat too.
Yeah, we've got Thomas saying Exorcist, then Hamburger saying Exorciser, and then Allison saying Exorcist,
Which
and then
I would have
Kayla.
taken. Misspellings are still hilarious. Allison has 75 points. Pazuzu's Pedals is my favorite Exorcist cover band. Oh, yeah. That's the thing. People get upset about Pazuzu because I guess you weren't supposed to say the name. Anyway, check this out. Who directed the movies Alien, Gladiator, and Thelma and Louise?
Read the question again.
Who directed the movie Alien, Gladiator, and Thelma and Louise? As if you need anything beyond Alien, but I feel like, boom, Ridley Scott is correct. Ridley Scott. Spielberg was not correct. Rid Scott, I would have taken that as well, but too late. All right. I think, no, this didn't come up earlier, but I'm not going to spoil it. Matt Damon and Christian Bale starred in a 2019 movie about which 2 car manufacturers? Matt Damon and Christian Bale starred in a 2019 movie about which 2 car manufacturers? I was going to say this is like the Ford Fairlane from earlier, but it's not. It's not at all like that. It's a movie about, yes, it's Ford versus Ferrari. Thomas with a point. Ferrari and Ford is also correct, but it's too slow. Okay, let's see. This is a good one I think everybody will get a kick out of. Yoda from Star Wars and Miss Piggy are voiced by the same person. True or false? True or false? I will give you an extra half a point if you can tell me who the person is, because it's bingo. So yeah, Kayla. By saying the name, that implies the true. Obviously, I feel like that's enough. Let's give Kayla a point and a half.
A point and a half?
Yeah, because it's 1 point for the true, and if you got Frank Oz, I was going to give the half. But Frank Oz implies the true. Because if you say, was it the same person? You say, Frank Oz, yeah, he was Fozzie Bear. Frank Oz was a billion different things. And P.S. also directed the Rick Moranis version of the Little Shop of Horrors. One of the best. Allison is is correct. All right, people. Here we go. One of my favorite movies, P.S. And I'll give you a clue if you can't get it later. Which 1957 jury room drama movie starred Henry Fonda? Did he do Labyrinth? Probably. Because he was into literally everything Muppet related. And yes, Hamburger, it is 12 Angry Men. Also, the voice of the original Piglet shows up in that movie as one of the jurors. Completely unassuming looking little guy. Still, one of my favorite movies.
Yellow.
Wasn't Yellow. Okay, co-directed Labyrinth. Yeah, Frank Oz was... I think he's dead now, or Jim Henson's definitely dead. But Frank Oz did some insane work. Like, he's kind of like what Jim Henson, or like, look at it this way. Like Disney and Don Bluth is like Frank Oz and Jim Henson, but reverse. So Jim Henson's Don Bluth is Frank Oz. Like, if you get what I'm saying, Frank is alive. Okay, yeah, Jim's definitely dead. But yeah, Frank Oz is like Don Bluth to Walt Disney, if that makes sense to you. If it doesn't, fuck it. Don't try. Don't try to understand. In what movie do Sylvester Stallone and Kurt Russell, the aforementioned star, as framed police officers? Lucas Spielberg. Yeah, they should come together for Lucasburg Pictures. Or Spielcast. That's stupid. It was Tango and Cash, Tom. Tango and Cash is correct, where they both basically play the same person. Not a great movie, personally. In the 2008 movie Taken, what happens? Someone's taken. No, just kidding. Liam Neeson's character's daughter is snatched from which city? For a summer? Yikes. I watched like Tommy Boy literally every day one summer when I was like 15. Yeah, Paris is correct. Because we went with the city, not the state. It was France. Or yeah, sorry, Paris. Paris. France.
Gay
Point
Perry.
to Thomas. Yeah, I was about to say Gay Perry, but I was waiting for somebody else to do it so I wouldn't take the heat. Should I get canceled later? The state of France, right? Paris, the city, the capital, if you will, the beautiful state of France. Jim created Labyrinth. Really? A python wrote it? Oh. Like a python from Monty Python. Here's the thing. Did not really enjoy Labyrinth. But I enjoyed The Dark Crystal. I enjoyed Magic Dance and... What was that other song? Remind me of the Babe. What Babe? The Babe with the Power. That was Magic Dance. What was the other one? Doesn't matter. In what movie does Harrison Ford star as Dr. Richard Kimball? Harrison Ford stars Dr. Richard Kimball. I mean, this is easy. The Fugitive is correct. He didn't kill his wife. It wasn't Indiana Jones. He didn't kill his wife then either. It was the one-armed man hamburger, so there's that. It wasn't the Evil Dead. I didn't kill my wife! And then he jumps to certain doom, which, thanks to being a movie, he survives. Oh, yeah, that was one that was based off a TV show. It was like the old, like, Prisoner or whatever. Felt like the same sort of thing. Oh, yeah, the three-armed man was Goro, but he lost one in a tragic farming accident. Take the next one off. All right, here we go. Oh, God. I don't even know this because it feels hard, but who directed Mrs. Doubtfire? Who directed Mrs. Doubtfire?
I love that movie.
I've got a great clue for you. No, I did not know this, but based on his name, I can give you a clue should we need it. But, no, not Bruckheimer. It was not Scorsese, but classic, of his oeuvre. Not Zemeckis. Okay, Kayla, what's his first name? Because it's important here. Chris Columbus. That's the thing. Christopher Columbus did it. I wanted the whole name because it was so funny. Chris Columbus. Give Tony a point. He deserves it. No, just kidding. It was Ridley Scott. This just said it was Ridley Scott. Yes, it was Chris Columbus. But I'm going to give it to Tony because how many points does Tony have now?
4.
How many points does Kayla have now?
11.
Do you know what's going on here, Kayla? I'm going to give it to Tony because he's...
But Thomas has 22.
Yeah,
so.
Thomas has 22. And Tony's still reeling from last week or 2 weeks ago. I don't know. He's still got an ice pack on it.
Discovered America and directed Mrs. Doubtfire. Shit, what a record.
Yeah, he literally did it all. And here's the thing. Because you say, well, Columbus discovered America, but somehow America was named after Amerigo Vespucci. How did that happen, people? Columbus sailed the sea, but Amerigo got the name? That's like if I opened a restaurant and Krista's name was on the fucking thing.
It would be.
It's like, oh, I'm going to open a restaurant. I'm going to call it Dave's Dips. Because I'll specialize in dips. And then Krista comes along, like, after I build it and discover it and erect everything, calls it Krista's Chips. It's not shit without the dips. Who played Bandit in the original Smokey and the Bandit? Amerigo Vespucci. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Like, he like rushed to the patent office to be like, okay, I found this huge chunk of land. Please, hurry. Push it through. Like, there's an extra 20 in it for you. You can, like, put all the rubber stamps on to call it America. It was Burt Reynolds, Kayla. That is it. Burt Reynolds. He was the bandit in Smokey and the Bandit. So I think Smokey was Susan Sarandon then, right? Because she was in that, but I've not seen it, so I could be wrong. Maybe Smokey's a bear.
Kale said I just saw Smokey and the Bandit Part 3 2 nights ago.
That's crazy. I didn't know they made... Oh, yeah, I think I meant... There's Cannonball Run. Yeah, Sally... Wasn't it Sally Field was the lady interest? Was it... No, it wasn't Gidget. Or not... Maybe not Sally Field, but like Susan Sarandon. One of those... Smokey is the cop. Okay. So who's his lady friend is played by, I think I said Sally Field, but I think I meant Susan Sarandon. Same lady that was in Rocky Horror. Could be a lie. I don't know. Look it up.
Damn it, Janet.
What is the name of the 1976 movie that saw Peter Fitch and Faye Dunaway win Oscars for their performance? Game made for 12 and up, people. 1976 movie that saw Peter Finch and Faye Dunaway win Oscars. Susan Sarandon. Not Soylent Green, no. On Golden Blonde, not correct either. Bonnie and Clyde, not negative. I've never seen this movie, nor did I know it existed. So if you don't get it, don't feel bad. 1976 movie, Peter Fitch and Faye Dunaway. Kayla's got it with Network. Can I add anything commentarily to it? Nope. Moving on. Didn't see it. Now, if you want to talk about Working Girl with Melanie Griffith, I did see half of that.
That's true.
I used to have a show. I can't remember what it was called.
Rules.
Really? I mean, if that's true, I'll look it up, but...
I'm mad as hell. I'm not taking it anymore.
Oh, that's what that's from. Okay. Then I know it by reference. Check this shit out, people. Which Star Wars movie was released in 2005? Which Star Wars... I'm not going to take it anymore. Which Star Wars movie was released in 2005? One of the movies that first shows you everything was fake. Right, but then here's the thing. What if I already know that? Will it be as eye-opening? Not Attack of the Clones. It was Revenge of the Sith, Joe. You made your first point. I'm going to give you it despite the fact it should have been Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The one with Black Swan.
Didn't all of them have Black Swan? She played the princess.
Natalie Portman was the princess?
Yeah, she was Padme, right? Am I crazy? Who cares?
Yeah,
Star Wars nerds are nerds.
Yeah.
Shut up, Star Wars. Watch Star Trek. And then you say, shut up, Wesley. Shut up, George Lucas. Best friends Harry Dunn and Lloyd Christmas travel to Aspen, Colorado in what movie? Yeah, Amidala. Thanks, nerds. Princess Amidala. Dumb and Dumber is correct, Kayla. I mean, come on, hello. Like Harry Dunn and Lloyd Christmas? Samsonite. I was way off. Where are we at point-wise?
Thomas has
Yeah,
22. Kayla has 14. Hamburger has 7.5. Tony has 4. Rod and Joe both have 1. And Scott and Matt both have 0.
All right, people, for the last 10 minutes of the show, this is the lightning round. Each question will now be worth 2 points.
Oh my God. I have
stop
to math more?
Fucking around.
God damn it.
And take this seriously. Thomas is doing it. Thomas O'Malley, the Alley Cat, is really locked and loaded. You guys, the rest of you are like, huh? How did I even type Dumb and Dumber? Dumber and Dumber. Well, because there was Dumber and Dumberer and Dumber and Dumber 2, so, you know. Meow. I mean, Thomas, you've seen Aristocats, right? So please tell me this reference isn't lost on you. Played by Baloo, the voice of. Which 2001 movie sees an undercover police officer try to infiltrate the world of LA street racer Dominic Toretto? Again, which 2001 movie sees an undercover police officer try to infiltrate the world of LA street racer Dominic Toretto family? Yes, you got it. It was the Fast and the Furious. As said aloud by Tweety Bird. Fast and the Furious.
So Hamburger. Okay.
Hamburger. Yeah, but hey, Fast and the Furious, not bad either. Fast and the Furious, not good. Fast and Furious, correct. Fast and the. So here's the thing: Fast and Furious, I think was the 10th one, Tony. So knock that shit off. Was not Tokyo. What? Tokyo Drift was the only one worth watching. Here's the thing: I can't believe this thing has spanned 15 entries. Not since like Friday the 13th, but whatever. People like their cars. All right, get ready for an easy one. Who wrote and directed Pan's Labyrinth?
Oh, that was such a weird movie.
He shares is the last name of the surname? Shares a surname with another very talented actor. Guillermo del Toro is correct. Benicio del Toro was who I was talking about. Guillermo. Might be more than one Guillermo, but it doesn't matter because Thomas got it with Guillermo del Toro. Also did... He didn't do Tooth Fairy, right? That was M. Night Shyamalan? Or did he do Tooth Fairy? Someone in the typing square. I'll give you half a point. Who directed the movie Tooth Fairy? Was it Guillermo del Toro or was it M. Night Shyamalan? Because I might be confusing it with Lady in the Water in that it's like a lame ass.
Isn't that M. Night Shyamalan?
Yeah, Lady in the Water is definitely M. Night Shyamalan. I just don't know if I'm confusing that fairy tale
Tooth
lineage.
Fairy?
Yeah, with Tooth Fairy. I saw that in theaters and it was okay. It was which is why. Okay, so was Guillermo del Toro?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who answered. Like everybody was answering.
I think I just looked over and I said, oh, someone already answered. But yeah, I think it was Guillermo del Toro who did Tooth Fairy. So 2 points for that one.
Yes. To Thomas.
Bingo. Who played Batman in Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight movie trilogy?
You all get points.
If this were like, yep, it is Christian Bale, Thomas. Because who else would it be? There's been so few Batmans. Here's the thing. As long as there are under a dozen people who play the character, or depending on how famous the character is, because how many people have played Superman all the way from like the black and white shorts to Henry Cavill. I bet people know all of them, but I feel like Batman has gotten less of a lineage. Points and points. Cool. Oprah doesn't live here, Hamburger, and you're not going to be getting a Kia Rio under your chair either.
Sorry.
In Transformers, who is the leader of the Autobots? Don't even have to know the movie. If you saw the cartoon or bought the toys, you know this. The leader of the Ninja Turtles, bingo, Optimus Prime. Leonardo is the leader of the Ninja Turtles. Decepticons are the bad guys, Hamburger. They are deceptive, hence the name. And the Autobots, which isn't necessarily good.
Oh no, that's the bad guy.
Yeah. See, the Autobots aren't necessarily like good in name. They're just robots who change into automobiles. But the Decepticons imply villainy. Why don't they have like the charity Decepticons or whatever? Like the good guys are just Autobots. Anyway, that was all that one. Here we go. Who starred alongside Jim Carrey in The Mask? And boy, oh boy, is that a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Saw that in the theater. One of the few things I got to see as a kid. I loved Jim Carrey. Watched everything that came out. Just whoa.
Cameron.
Didiza. We'll give it to Hamburger. It was Cameron Didiza. Cameron Diaz also rubbed spooge in her hair, and there's something about Mary, obviously. Good old Cam Didiza. Ben Stein. What happened to Cameron Diaz, right? She just sort of fell off along with Christina Applegate for whatever reason or that. Hey,
I mean, once you have enough money, like, why?
well, and here's the thing, too. Now that there are so many streaming services and there are so many ways to release movies and content and stuff, like, what is celebrity anymore? Like,
Right.
Dennis Quaid, I just saw him shilling, like, a Paramount original streaming, like, show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what is celebrity? Everything's changing. What is the name of the third movie in the Bad Boys franchise? I know you guys are all big Bad Boys franchise fans. So what was the third movie in the... here's the thing. I don't think his vodka is shit. Dan Aykroyd's Skull Vodka isn't bad. I had a bottle of it. It sat on the shelf for years because I was like, Dan Aykroyd doesn't know shit about vodka. We opened it up. Pretty smooth.
Yeah.
Not bad. It's
Too bad.
it is
two
not.
boys.
It is not Too Bad, Two Boys. It's not Bad Boys 3 Electric Boogaloo. It's not Bad Boys 3. Bad Boys Blacker Than Ever is also incorrect. Bad Boys with 3 Z's. That is incorrect. Joe deserves half a point. Bad Boys. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
No, you got. Here's the thing. It's like there's no number involved. It's like when Alien turned into Aliens. Or like Fast and the Furious turned into Too Fast, Too Furious, or Fast and Furious, or just Furious. It's a very specific thing you're going to have to give me here. Hell yeah. Oh, Bad Boys for Life is correct, Joe. At least you Googled it. You fucking cheater. I know you did it. Don't lie to me. Bad Boys for Life.
Bad
is
Boys $, right?
Bad Boys $. Oh, yeah. It was Bad Boys $. Yeah. Well, who was it was Martin. Is it Martin Lawrence and Will Smith just walk into a meeting in Hollywood, and Will Smith, like, ushers Martin Short in. Not Martin Short. Martin. What's
Lawrence.
his nuts? Martin Lawrence. And he stands there with his arms crossed, right? He's wearing black, like Ray-Bans. And Will Smith comes in, same Ray-Bans, and like a black white beater. He goes up to the whiteboard and he goes, "Bad boy," puts the $ at the end, and he goes, "Cha-ching," and they greenlit the franchise for 7. Fucking crazy, right? He's like, "Hey, I want to pull a note out of James Cameron's book. If you ever see a sequel to this show, the S in Fistful of Podcasts will be a $. And it'll be a total misnomer because to date, very little money made." Check this out. Which actress starred opposite Michael Douglas in Basic Instinct? Super sexy movie, I hear. Never saw it. But which actress? She's a little batshit crazy. She was in Richard Chamberlain's Alan Quartermain, and yes, there we go. Sharon Stone is correct. He didn't slap Martin Lawrence. No, he did not. Hamburger, you got the Sharon Stone. She was in early on, again, on Raiders of the Lost Genre on Scott's channel over there. Alan Quartermain and the, like, Golden City and the King Solomon's Mine, and there's one about diamonds. Check them both out.
What's
The episodes.
her name's vagina?
Right? That was did that happen at Basic Instinct?
Total Recall.
I remember seeing a scene where Michael Douglas is plowing Sharon Stone, so I know that happens, but I did not know that the full beaver flash happened in Basic Instinct, but it wouldn't surprise me. Who played the genie in the 1992 movie Aladdin? Total Recall. Hell yeah. Who played the genie in Aladdin, people? Not Will Smith, because it's 1992. That's correct. It is Robin Williams.
R.I.P.
Not Will Smith. The 92, Kayla. And P.S. What a fucking terrible idea, right?
I met Robin Williams in person when I was in college. And by meeting him, he just grabbed my arm when I shook his hand.
Right, like, I've met a bunch of famous people. I wouldn't say that they know me. What's the score?
Is this it?
No, it's 1:30. An hour and 30 minutes, actually.
It's 1:30.
It's 1:30 in the morning. Do you know where your kids are? They're at the Blue Light Special down at the Kmart.
Thomas has 30 points, so Thomas is the winner. Kayla has 14. Hamburger has 13.5. Tony has 4. Joe has 3. Rod has 1. Scott and Matt have 0. Yikes. Now I have to fit Thomas's whole name on...
I don't know what made me think of this, but I'm going to recommend this to you too. Death to Smoochie, I feel like it's an underrated comedy that maybe still holds up today that has Robin Williams as the bad guy. He plays Randy Rainbow, and Ed Norton plays Smoochie. One of the funniest. Who's gay now, Dad? Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, again, a classic birdcage reference. I fucking love the Birdcage. One of Hank Azaria and Nathan Lane, along with Robin Williams. Gene Hackman plays the dad. The mom is played by some fucking crazy woman you've seen a zillion times. Robin Williams' son's fiance is played by Ally McBeal. Whatever her name was. Calista Flockhart. There you go. Hamburger knows what I was talking about. Yeah. So many good.
I want to see, because what's the one where Robin Williams plays? He's kind of crazy. Is that photographer, photo?
1 hour
One
photo.
hour photo. I want to see that.
Wild. That's one of those. Okay. Like if Jim Varney had not been stricken by lung cancer, I feel like he would be doing movies like 1 hour photo in his latter day life. Because 1 hour photo was wild and spooky, and it was kind of like Insomnia. Because in Insomnia, he plays a murderer. And Pacino is chasing him. And they're in Alaska where it never is nighttime. And so, like, Pacino's going insane. And yeah, Insomnia was super good. But that's a thing. The thing. Robin Williams was able to sort of stretch his artistic legs. He even showed up in an episode of SVU performing the Milgram experiment on Detective Stabler.
Yep.
And Jim Varney could have fucking done that. People, you can't do much about it now, aside from buy the movies to support his ghost, but do it. Fuck. While everybody was slobbering over Dane Cook, I was like, Jim Varney! Does nobody understand or care about Vern? Not short, fat, insecure. Oh, wait. What? I don't get it. Yeah, Insomnia, it's funny. It's been a while since I've seen Insomnia, but I did not find it super funny. But there were some moments. Whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. So that's it. Get ready for the next time this show is on. You're going to see a brand new tag up here.
Come Friday, I'm going to have to fit your name.
Oh, sorry, Joe. I've not seen the Birdcage in probably 20 years. However, before that 20 years, I probably watched it once a week because we had it on VHS. One of my favorites. Birdcage, 9 to 5, Noises Off, all classics. Really? Man. So, oh, hell yeah. Thomas is going to be up there. Thomas O, forget the Mahoney bullshit. We're going to make you Thomas O'Malley.
I'm going to just put the whole Thomas O, I forgot that Mahoney bullshit K. That's what I'm going to do. If I can make it fit and you can read it.
Listen, the real estate's very small. If we keep it maybe Tomo, because here's the thing. If you keep kicking ass like Kayla used to, just kidding, Kayla, but you'll get lots of stickers. So yeah, maybe Thomas O is a Get some oak tag. Oh, fuck. Why is oak tag so fucking funny to me? It's nothing more than a simple arts and crafts supply, but the term oak tag is fucking hilarious.
I've never heard it.
I think because it came up on an episode of Comedy Bang Bang where someone had to go like find, or maybe it was Improv for Humans where someone had to go find like the biggest piece of oak tag in the tri-state area or some shit. Anyway, congratulations, Thomas. You'll see your name up here. Of course, we're not going to get rid of Kayla's name tag, and we haven't got rid of C&J Devs here in case he ever pops back in to win.
It's true.
So they'll be there. Hamburger, nice try. Matt, thanks for being here. Tony, everybody who
Joey Jojo
participated, thank you so much. Do the things I recommended to you because they're pretty good. And if you don't remember them, at the very least, listen to Cher's Life After Love. It'll change your fucking life, people.
Shine bright like some diamonds.
Nah, don't worry about that. Just listen to Cher. I don't care about Rihanna. Listen to Cher. She is she's the crown jewel of pop music when it comes to dark-haired ladies who probably shouldn't have gotten a career, but Sonny Bono wanted to bang her. Allegedly. Anyway, guys, that's it. We'll catch you in a couple of days' time. We're going to be covering the last little bit of Daryl Brooks' sentencing. And then you are welcome, Dee Dee. Thank you for showing. We are going to be doing, like I said, the Daryl Brooks final sentencing with Judge Darrow. And then we're going to flip it on over to Hamburger's reading of
the Sarah
Boone's latest letter. So you will definitely want to see both of those.
Yeah.
And I will see you in 2 days' time, like I said. So thank you once again, and we'll see you then.
Bye.
Matt won!
Or they try to.
Fistful of Podcasts Radio.